Alrighty, everybody. How everybody's doing today? Good afternoon. This is Marquise, and you're watching the Keys Review. How is everybody doing today? Hope you guys having a good day. I hope you guys are staying cool. It's very muy caliente today. It seems like it's going to be about they said about 95 degrees out here in Los Angeles. So hope you guys staying cool. Make sure you guys drink lots of water, stay hydrated, and all that good stuff. So anyway, we're about to get into it. We got a lot of stuff to go over. I got a lot of notes today. First thing I want to go over, and something I just read that I don't even have in my notes because it basically just read it like about 30 minutes ago. If you guys use Vudu, Vudu is being bought up by Fandango. So Vudu was owned by Walmart, but I'm guessing that they had sold it recently to Fandango. I've never even heard that they was looking for sale, or maybe it was something that they was keeping down on the wraps or anything like that. But they are being bought up. I don't have many details about that right now, but I'll try to get some as soon as possible. Me personally, I love Vudu. I like their technology. I like how you can just purchase the movie and then play it on all your devices. You can purchase in 1080p HD. 4K Ultra HD. So yeah, we'll see what will happen more with that story. But Vudu is being bought up. Looks like they're not going to be owned by Walmart no more. Fandango owns the right to Vudu. And we're actually going to be talking about another acquisition later on today, dealing with some automotive stuff too. So yes, we got some news today. Going on next, we got some other things going on. So for those of you that have been following my News Bite segment, we do have Denon that's coming out with some stuff right now. So Denon is going to be coming out with their new receiver line for 2020. And it's going to be pretty cool because the biggest thing is it seems like it's going to have HDMI 2.1, which is like about time we finally starting to see some products that's going to be coming out with it. And it seems like it's going to be the full feature set. It seems like we're going to get the full 48 gigabits per second through the cable and all the features. VRR pass-through, HDR10, Dolby Vision, all the works, So I got a little slide right here. So let's go ahead and let's go to our second screen. So there's the receivers right there. So if you see, there's 5 models that I've seen. There's the 6700, the X6700, the X4700, the X3700, the X2700, and the S950. So most of these going to have power amps. And when I mean by power amps is how many output channels there is that's going to be powered by the amplifier. So the 6700's got 11, the 4700 is going to have 9, as well as the 3700, and both the 2700 and the 950 is going to have 7. You can also see the power wattage right there. All receivers seem like they're going to have 2 subwoofer outputs. So if you're connecting these bad boys up to your home theater system and you want to connect a couple of subs, it does have 2 different RCA outputs in these receivers. So you can plug one up to a dedicated RCA and another one up to a dedicated RCA, especially if you don't want to route the cable from the other sub through, or if it's kind of like, your subwoofers are on the side and they're kind of like equidistant and you got to buy a longer wire. So you can buy a shorter router and put it right there. You also got HDMI inputs. So the 6700 and the 4700 has 8 inputs. I believe I didn't put this down, but I think the 6700 and 4700 both have them on the front. One of them on the front, and the other ones just have all of them on the back. So you have that. You got pretty much 3 outputs for all of them except for the 2700 and the 950H. So basically outputting them out to TVs / monitors. You have a few options there. I have the weight listed, and then you see all the prices. So all the prices, you can see a huge price point from where the S950 starts all the way down to the X6700. And a lot of people might be wondering, why do we have that big spectrum of prices? It depends on 1, what technology they pack, 2, power output, 3, features, 4, quality of components. So you can imagine that the X6700H is not just going to have just your normal typical run-of-the-mill components inside. They're going to put higher end components, better capacitors in there, transistors, traducers, go so forth. So these are the receiver lines right there. That's what we have for Denon. So very, very good news. We're finally seeing some of that stuff that's coming through. And I mean, HDMI 2.1 is definitely the future. It's going to allow for so many things, especially on the gaming end. So that's what I'm very, very happy to see. So we also got something else coming out as far as news, and let me bring it up. We do have Vizio, and I was going to put this on the slide, but their website been tripping with me until basically 10 minutes before this started. But we're going to have their smart lineup. And the cool thing about their new smart lineup is they also got all HDMI 2.1. So again, that PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, those going to be fully compatible with these products. Let's go to that. So let's go ahead and go over to the second screen right here. And you will see right here, here's a couple of models. So this is the 65 and the 55 inch right there. You have right here, if you look, HDMI 2.1 connectivity. So 8K, 4K, the works, guys. That's going to be awesome. So especially when you're gaming. And me, I know a lot of people like to play through headphones. I think it would be better to play through at least a sound bar. Well, I guess it kind of depends on your situation too, because headphones, if you get a good set, it's going to be really, really good. And you're going to have really great, simulation of surround sound on the headphones. But you can also get the sound bar, but the biggest thing I think is going to be for those guys that has the full home theater set. And the full home theater set, especially if you got the 3D audio set up, it's going to be huge, where you have kind of like the speakers on top of you, you have your other 7 speakers and your sub or 2. But HDMI 2.1, they're going to have a motion rate of up to 240 dynamic motion rate, so take that one with a grain of salt. But eARC, so it can accept sound back from the TV that's being passed from the TV to the receiver. If you, maybe run on a porch or you have something connected like a Chromecast to the TV, where it will pass the sound down to your receiver once you turn on your receiver. So you have all that stuff. They're going to have Smart OS, so you're going to have all your apps on there, your Disney Plus, everything like that. Voice control. Oh, I didn't even know this. Looked like it's got use Chromecast to share. You might have built-in Chromecast. That would be interesting. I'll have to look into that later. But those are some of the TVs right there. They also have other ones. Let me see if I can find them. Because there's supposed to be a TV that they have that's a 40-inch, full 4K, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, VRR, the works, ALM. Supposed to be about like $200 and like $230. So let me see. It might be this one. Let me see if it's this one. Because if it does have all those things, yeah, look, Dolby Vision, 4K HDR, this got to be it right here. This got to be it. And to me, for people that is very short on cash, this is going to be great because you still get all your features. It might not be the best screen or anything like that, but let me see. There's some reviews on it already. I got them up AirPlay. There's already reviews, but I'm trying to look for the specs here. I literally just saw this today. I would have actually had this on the slide, but you got full 4K there, built-in Wi-Fi, 4-way LED. Yeah, it does have Chromecast, so the other one's got to have full Chromecast built in. HDR10, Dolby Vision. It's got an octa-core processor. That octa-core processor, depending on the processor that's in it, that could be better than some of the high-end TVs right there. So 120 hertz. Oh yeah, this one's got to have it. This one's got to be it. So as you see, guys, $240, 4K, Dolby Vision, the works. Like, that's just at $240. That's a steal. Like I mentioned that in my news bites, and it looks like it's still got all the stuff. You look like you have your network port there. You have one analog connection, looks like, which that's probably all you need. One, maybe two, or that's an audio out, look like. The picture kind of distorted. And it looks like you got 3 HDMIs, at least on that side right there. a RF input and a USB, so you can use your USB to power up your like your Chromecast. Well, it has one built in, so you don't need to plug it in. But like say if you have a dongle, you can plug it in right there. But yeah, that's 240 guys. You know, well it's probably going to be about 280, or I would say what's that tax? Depending on where you live. If you live over in California, I would say after taxes, you'll probably be paying about 260 after tax. So, I mean, that's a decent looking TV. I mean, I don't know how they did that for 240 bucks. Oh, look, there's a better picture right there. Optical port. Yeah, there's audio out. You got your composite. So your old ports right there. So if you have something legacy, and then you have your HDMI one, which will have your ARC pass through. Right there, HDMI 2, 3, and then your USB up there. So that's that, and I think that's all the stuff I have for home theater. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, guys, if you haven't noticed already, if you're looking at the stream, we added a new ticker bar right there at the bottom. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. The ticker bar, I've been working with many things. If you guys been following me since day one, you know I try to get the chat. So like if you on like a phone, you can see the chat. It was crap, honestly. And then I tried the social media stuff. It didn't really so good on the phones. It looked great on the bigger screens, but yeah. So you have the ticker right there, and it looks amazing. And I looked on the phone. It looks great on the phone. So let me know how you guys like that ticker, by the way. And I'll also take this time before we go to the next topic. If you like the page, go ahead and hit the like button, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button right there. You get the notifications. You can hit the notifications bell after you hit subscribe. It will notify you guys every time that I'm going online. So every time I upload a video or going live, bam, you get the notifications. Cool. So let's go ahead and move on. So we have some auto news, or actually we have a good amount of auto news right here. So let's go over ahead. Let me change these slides. And we also got a little bit of Ford news. So Ford has announced that they're going to be doing orders, or I think they might have already started by now. They're doing their pre-orders for the Ford Mustang Mach-E 2021. And it looks like it's going to be pretty good, man. That Mach-E, now, it's just, I don't know if you should call it a Mustang, you know, like it just looks so different. But, you know, here we go anyway right here. You know, it's a nice looking vehicle. It just doesn't scream. I guess I don't know. It's got some cues, but it looks like, you know, the wagon type. And this is a EV, by the way, full EV. So they have a few things, and I'll go over them. You have your standard range, which will be rear-wheel drive, which will have 266 horsepower, 317 foot-pounds of torque. You have the standard range all-wheel drive, meaning, you know, all the wheels going at the same time. Excuse me. Which will have 290 horsepower and the same torque at 317 foot-pound of torque. And then they're going to have an extended range all-wheel drive, and it will have 346 horsepower, 428 foot-pounds of torque. And it can do 0 to 60 in about less than 5 seconds. So that's the specs that we have on that. Price is going to be starting around $44,000 for the base model. I don't know how much they have right there, but it's a nice looking vehicle. The one thing I can tell you I don't like is that screen in the middle. I do not like those big, bulky, super big tablet screens. It does not flow with the vehicles to me, man. Like, I don't know if everybody likes those screens, but to me, I think that's too big. Like, how come they can't do it like their F-150 that they just unveiled? I think that's the best way to do a screen, you know, horizontal instead of portrait. And it's still big enough. It was I think their main model, or their upgraded model, was like a 12-inch. Like, do it like that. Like, to me, I would rather see that instead of this big, long, distracting, huge light that's probably going to be shining on you. So hopefully you'll be able to adjust the brightness, which I'm pretty sure that you can. But yeah, that's what you have. But this is the EV. So you see, you got a frunk, which is a trunk that's in the front. So a frunk. So, you know, lots of benefits to owning an EV vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So that's not too bad of stuff right there, guys. But yeah, that's Ford. That's the new Mach-E coming out. I want to say in the fall. They haven't announced exactly when they're going to come out with it, but I'm guessing later in the fall. So be prepared for that, guys. But hopefully you guys, check it out. I want to see if I can go ahead and drive it or something like that. But that's going to look like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's still going to get some used to calling it a Mustang, because like to me it doesn't exactly look like a Mustang. You know what I'm saying? Like it really don't. But it is a Mustang. So let me check the chat real quick. Yo, boy. Yes, sir. That's good stuff right there. Anybody knows me knows I love cars. And for those of you guys that's watching, I found a little bit of other tin news about a little something. So check this out. So anybody know Maserati? Have you guys heard of the Maserati brand? Little brand, not that big. They're planning up with their new supercar, the MC20 supercar. And we got some photos. So let's check it out. So here is their brand new engine right there. All that sexiness right there. Look at that. So if you guys can't tell that over, and let me pick up my little thing. So if you guys can tell over here and over here, if you see those are your twin turbos right there, guys. So you have twin turbos on the vehicle. It's going to be 621 horsepower, 538 foot-pounds of torque. This is going to be a V6. So they said that this was inspired by F1 cars. So if you guys watch F1 racing, F1 racing is pretty big, everywhere except for maybe the United States. But even in the United States, I think it's popular, and it's probably going to be growing more in popularity. Probably the most expensive racing you can do. Their budgets are just astronomical. I mean, you're talking about maybe like 40 to 50 million in NASCAR compared to 500 million in F1. And their cars, I mean, it's just crazy how you do those cars, man. But here's some of the specs right here too. So, 3-liter V6 engine on twin turbos, inspired by F1 cars. And there's rumors, or it might be true, I still got to do some more research, but there should be a hybrid model and there should be an EV model, electronic vehicle model, that's going to be coming on. So be looking out for that. And it makes sense because if you guys know anything about F1 cars, they had got away from doing the V8 engines and they started doing the V6 engines with the twin turbos that also have the hybrid motor onto it. So it has an electric motor on those EV cars. So definitely, that makes a lot of sense that they're being inspired by the EV cars, the F1 cars, because it's going to pretty much have some of the same specs or some of the same technologies that's in the car. And really, F1 is a big test plant for what these car manufacturers do anyway. So for them to, do the 3-liter V6 engine with the hybrid model, like the hybrid model, I think it's going to be the one that's probably going to be the closest to an F1 engine or setup, basically, because that's what they're doing currently in F1. And by the way, they said it started at F1 this morning. I think it started at about 6 o'clock in the morning, which I wasn't, I was dead sleep by that time. Like I'm asleep at 6 o'clock in the morning, but they should have had it. It should be on ESPN. It might be doing a replay. So I'm going to see if it's still doing the replay after I get off this podcast, off this live stream. But anyway, let's look at more engine. Look at that. You can see the alternator right there at the bottom right. So there's your alternator right over here. You have your turbo right here. You have the back of your bell housing where that goes up to your transmission, your powertrain right there. So you can see injectors, some sensors, air outlet, and look at this. Look at that, man. I can only imagine how much that engine will cost alone. And some people might look, oh, it's a V6, a V6 inspired by F1 vehicle. Yeah, that's going to cost some money. Here's some shots, some spy shots on them. So I couldn't find better resolution pictures, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming out because I believe they said they're going to unveil it officially in September. So if they're going to have a live stream, maybe I'll do a live stream on here about it, looking at some of the Maserati stuff. So That's the new the MC20 guys. So we also got some new news also. So we got a little bit of automotive news. So I'm not sure if you guys know these companies, Voxx International or Directed Electronics, you know, in the car industry, because basically what these are, mostly aftermarket manufacturers. Voxx makes a lot of, like, you know, monitors that can go in the rear, accessory cameras, like backup cameras, things like that, safety equipment. They'll make some logic controllers, a couple of alarms, remote starts. DI owns companies like Viper. So if you guys know Viper, that's a name that everybody knows. Directed owns them. Viper is a subsidiary of DI Holdings, basically. Voxx International had bought up DI. So basically, Viper's going to be finding a new home. And if you guys heard brands like Clifford's and stuff like that, DI also owns. So all of those guys are going to go over to Voxx International. They have bought up all their assets, just about. The only assets they didn't buy was their ADS system, which was basically their interlock system where, like, say, for the people that needs a breathalyzer in their vehicle, they will have to use these devices. Directed just bought them up not long ago, and they were supposed to do a lot of stuff with them, but they have not. They're not going to carry that over to Voxx. They sold it to Intoxilock, I believe it's called. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Intoxilock. So that's going to be that stuff right there. I got to follow more news on it. Don't know a lot of it, but that's a little something right there. Going on to some more car news, we got Dodge. They've been announcing some stuff. So let's go over to their little sizzle trailer. So if you see right here, this is the brand new Dodge Durango. This particular one is going to be the Hellcat. So they're going to have a Durango SRT Hellcat, which is pretty cool. But let's go starting off with the regular one. So with the regular Dodge Durango, they have announced that they have a new front fascia, which is that front panel right there. They have new LED projector lights, Uconnect system, which is going to have a Uconnect market. So I'm going to guess there's going to be some microtransaction involved on the system, but you have that. It's going to have Alexa built into the vehicle. So I'm starting to see the trend where they're going to build Alexa into the vehicles. So you're going to have that voice communication. So they said Alexa in the home. So I don't know if that's only accessible on the home screen or what, but we'll definitely see what's going on with that. Smartwatch start. So I'm going to guess that means that, you know, from your smartwatch, you'll be able to download an app onto it and start your car, which I think is cool. Like, I really would like to see more apps like that. I would definitely like to see them for the Samsung Galaxy watches, because that's what I have, is a Samsung Galaxy watch. And because it's a different OS too. Because with the usual, like the Google watches, they're all using the Android, you know, modified operating system. With Samsung actually goes with the Tizen operating system. So it's a little bit different. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm going to guess, you know, out the gate, of course, Apple Watch is probably going to be compatible because how their ecosystem is. But I want to know how they're going to do that on the Android side of the spectrum. So you have that. You have a wireless charger. I'm not sure if that's going to be a option or if it's going to be standard. I'm going to guess it's going to be an option. But you are going to have a wireless phone charger inside the vehicle as well. And you're going to be able to use two phones and, you know, communicate and everything simultaneously. So you're going to have a couple of phones. So maybe husband and wife will have both their phones be active at once onto the system of this Dodge Durango. You also have the optional tow and go package where you can tow up to 8,700 pounds of payload. So if you packing your car to the track, you can do that with the tow and go package. It's got a 6-piston Brembo brake system, a Blitzstein active dampening suspension system, which is pretty awesome. So that means that to be able to adjust on the fly. Multiple drive modes. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have sport mode, economic mode, super fast mode, whatever they have. Integrated trailer brake controller. So not sure if that's going to be an option or not. It's going to use the 295 Pirelli Scorpion Zero tires. So that should be able to grip the road pretty good. and last a little bit. And they say they're going to put a high performance exhaust on it. So that sounds pretty beastly. But the cool thing is that they're going to have the Durango. So if they're going to have with the Durango, the SRT Hellcat, which is pretty interesting. So, and this is the video that's looping right here that I have playing. So it's going to have, are they calling it a 3-row supercharged Hemi muscle car? So they're calling this guy a muscle car, guys, you know? So that's pretty interesting, you know? It's going to, you know, they say it spins higher for more horsepower, which, you know, basically means that it's going to be revving up higher. They're going to have an X-pipe built on it, tuned suspensions, tuned transmission. They're going to have the towing is going to be the same if you get the tow and go package. It's going to have 710 horsepower on this guy, guys. It can do the 1/4 mile in about 3.5 seconds. So that's going to be a little bit of that's going to be some vehicle right there. So you see an SUV coming down, that's a Durango, and it looks very, very shapely. Yeah, you want to get out the way. And right there in the video, just saw the wireless charging right there too. You also got a Harman Kardon audio system in it. There's only going to be a single year run of this vehicle. So note, this is probably the only year that you're going to see, at least for what we know, for the Hellcat on a Dodge Durango. So you have that guy right there. They're calling it the most powerful SUV in the world. So, I mean, that's a lot of stats, man. That's pretty interesting, you know? We'll definitely go ahead and see. We'll definitely see what they do with that. So they also have a Challenger, and they're doing something new with the Challenger. So they're going to have the SRT Super Stock, which is going to have 3.09 gearing settings. You're going to have a 4-piston drum roll setup, 18x11 wheels, 215 Nitto drag radials. So drag radials, if you're going vroom vroom real fast and want to really grip the road, you know you want to get radials for your tires. It's going to have 10 more horsepower than the last year models at 807 horsepower. So that's what you're going to have right there. And then they went over to the Charger. So for guys, you know, the Charger is the 4-door sedan, you know, family sedan, but it still gives you a little bit of excitement. So this, what you're seeing right here in the video, you're seeing a 2021 Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye. That's a lot of words, but you're seeing the SRT Hellcat. So you have that. That's going to have 800 horsepower. It's going to have a top speed of 203 miles per hour. It should be able to do 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. So that's going to be some pretty cool stuff right there, guys. Like they really added a lot, I guess, for Dodge. Like they're really showing their press serve was pretty good. It wasn't like the best, but it was, I think it was better than the Ford F-150, honestly. So we'll definitely see what happens there. But that Hellcat Red Eye, that's going to be an interesting vehicle to put right there because of the horsepower. You can still fit 5 people in there. I'm not sure about 5 adults, but you can fit 5 human beings at least in this vehicle. Of course, it's going to be supercharged. I think he just sold the supercharger right there. And I mean, this one looks good, dude. Like, you know, I'm not primarily a Chevy guy, but that looks good right there. Look at that. I love the color scheme right there. That black hood, I think that could be possibly carbon fiber. I'm not sure, or they could have just painted it, but can't really tell from the video. But that color scheme right there, the white with the black on top of it, that's pretty good. Love the way that the front fascia looks right there, and it's supposed to do pretty good. It's supposed to be a pretty good vehicle to get. So for those of you guys that, you know, you're not single, you're married, you got a kid or two, and you can't get what you want, well, maybe you can have it with the 2021 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and look at some of the comments over here. So graphics important. That TV looks sick. Love the ticker. I appreciate it. Yeah, I put in a lot of work on that guy because basically with the ticker, I wanted to do something different, and I've been experimenting. We've been a little bit over a month. This is the 8th episode, by the way, guys. So this is episode 8 as far as the live streaming is concerned. So just the live streaming, we already got 8 episodes out in about a little bit over a month. So we've been putting in some work together, guys. You know, we've been putting together a little bit of work, but you have that. I have that ticker. That ticker looks amazing. So if I'm already getting good feedback, then we're probably going to be here to stay, because I've been working a lot, and this was kind of taking some time away from my other videos because I'm trying to get this like completely straightened out first, you know. And of course I added also the name bar right here, if you can see right there. So you see my name right there instead of it was down with the social media stuff. And you know, once I started looking back on the videos, it really didn't work. So hopefully it's all better. You know, so I've been putting in a lot of work onto the software itself and making sure that this is a great experience. And you know, it's all for you guys, really, you know. And I have a lot of fun with this. And the ticker, so one quick note about the ticker, so it's going to have a lot of info. I might not talk about it, but it's going to be right there. So basically what I'll do throughout the week is that I'll start updating that ticker and everything like that. And then whenever, you know, we come in the live stream, it'll just be there. Because all I have to do, I don't even have to be at home. I'll just go into my documents and I can just update it from right there and then right there, and then go on about life or whatever like that. So then we're going to have, let me see my notes. We should be going over, did I forget to put my, yeah, I think I forgot to put, oh, you know what? I think I might have put it on some other notes on accident. Let me see. No, I didn't put it in at all, but I'll talk about it since it's going to be the next topic. So we're going to have a little bit of phone news, basically. So the cool thing about these new systems with these cell phones is that we're going through a shift in cell phones, believe it or not. So I don't think that we're going to be too much worried about power anymore. I think we got all the power we have on cell phones. And let me turn my phone off from beeping. That's kind of annoying. So I forgot to turn down my stuff. Cool. We're not so much worried about power anymore. We're going into 5G wireless band, so that should be able to have us communicate better. You know, you're gonna have better sound through the phone. You're going to have, you know, snappier connection to the towers and everything like that. Faster connectivity, you know, download speed is going to be insane, hopefully. But we're seeing that shift. We're also seeing that shift with what form factors are going to be. So I'll show you right here. So one phone that I'm very interested in and that I'm highly looking to come out is going to be the Surface Duo. So I'll play the little video right here. So the cool thing about the Surface Duo, this is made by Microsoft, by the way. So right there, you see her, she's putting down the Neo. So that's going to be the Microsoft Neo. So it's kind of like their tablet, which is a dual screen. And you see right there, you can float over a little keyboard and put the emojis. But you'll see her pull out her purse right here. She's going to pull out the Duo. And that's what I'm kind of looking at right there. So the Duo is going to be Android based. So it's going to use Google operating system on it. It's going to have an Android. Two 5.7-inch screens, as I believe. It's going to have Snapdragon processor inside of it. We're not sure if this one's going to be 5G though. That's one thing that they said it was going to be 4G, but that's been almost a year since they had announced this thing, so a lot of things could have changed. What I'm hearing about this is that they're not going to wait until the fall. I'm hearing that this thing could come out as soon as like between 3 weeks to 6 weeks from now. So we could very well be watching this product release very soon. And I'll be interested because right now I'm looking for a new phone. I currently have a Note 9 made by Samsung, and I cracked my screen like about, I would say about 2 months ago, which still works, but like, I was like, so I get a fix, or I should just save up that money just to get a new phone. So I think I'm gonna save it up to get a new phone. And this is one that's gonna be higher on the list. This is definitely higher on the list. Excuse me. But as you can see, you can play games, look at your books. I'm more interested into that two screens for product from a productivity standpoint, because I can like split apps on the screen on my Note 9, but it's not intuitive to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not very intuitive. So especially if I want to have one note on one side and Microsoft Edge on the other, I'm trying to do notes and everything like that. Like, to me, it's kind of like clunky because it's like reduces the screen size and everything like that. This one I think is going to work for me because I'm going to have two bigger screens and I'm going to have that option. And they can say they're going to have what's called app groups. And actually, I can probably go over to my notes from the news bites. So they're going to have app groups where the app groups basically allows you to group apps, and you press it and it unlocks those two apps. So kind of like right here, you see the calendar and the phone on the other side. So that's kind of how our app group's going to work a little bit. So that's going to be that guy right there. I'm really looking out for the Surface Pro Duo or Surface Duo. I mean, that's going to be awesome. I hope they have this in black, because I have my Surface right now, my Surface Pro 4, and they have the 7. So I want to get the 7 this year. But, you know, I'm going to get it in black, so it'll be nice if the phone be black too. Then moving on, we have the Google Pixel 5 flagship phone. So this is a render. I'm not sure if this is an official, so take this with a grain of salt a little bit. But allegedly, this is from somebody that's reputable, that's going to be an accessory manufacturer. So if you notice, for those of you that have the Pixel has a headphone port on top of it for this one. The 4 didn't have a headphone port. So it's like, does that mean they're going to start bringing back the headphone port? That's going to be interesting, because a lot of manufacturers have been taking a route of, we're not going to add a headphone port. You know, Apple don't have headphone ports no more. Samsung really doesn't have headphone ports no more. So you just get a dongle. Most of the phones will come with the dongle already in the box. The only thing is, you have to plug it into your USB Type-C or your Lightning port, and it takes away the option for charging unless you get like an aftermarket cable that will allow for both of them. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this. I don't have that much more detail on the Pixel, but we'll get it. It's supposed to be coming out, dropping out this year. We'll definitely see what happens with that, but this is a render. So, well, what's your guys' thoughts on that one? Let me know in the chats. I'll be looking at it. And actually, let me check the chats right now. Electric Mustang. Yeah, fully electric Mustang, man. It's just, I don't know how, I don't know. I guess it's cool, because I've seen it at the Auto Show. I didn't get to touch it, but they had it, you know, spinning on the platter, on the turntable, on the Auto Show last year. So it will be interesting to see how it drives, you know, or feel, I would say, how it drives. You know, I'll be interested to see how different does it feel from a Mustang? How different does it feel from a Tesla? What kind of options does it have different? Because, you know, this is going to go toe to toe with the Tesla Type Series S. How, you know, how's the options on it? How does it ride? That's going to be a lot of stuff that we have to know. Are they going to come out with a more powerful model? You know, that's all yet to be, you know, discovered. So it'll be crazy. It doesn't look like a Mach either. Yeah, it does not. It doesn't. It does barely even looks like a Mustang. Like the tail lights look like a Mustang, obviously. The headlights a little bit looks like a Mustang, but the whole body shape does not look like a Mustang at all. And I believe this is Ford's first full electronic vehicle, you know, electric vehicle. So we'll definitely see what will happen with that Mach. So going on, so we got that. We got the Pixel out the way. Motorola's coming out with a new phone. So Motorola's going to be coming out with the Edge 5G. They're saying that it's going to be launching at about $700. So I'm not sure if I still have that web page up. Let's see. I'll go back. Tap that over. Tap that over. So I got this one from the CNET website. So let's take a quick look at that. Oops, I got to change my scenes around. So let's take a look at this real quick. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the actual Pixel, but the Motorola 5G, it's the Edge 5G. It's not the Plus. So they got the Plus, which is kind of like their flagship. That one starts at about $1,000. This one's going to start about $700, which is a little bit more budget friendly, somewhat. So, but you're going to get you a phone in a minute that will be. And let me actually put this on full screen mode so you guys can see it better. So it's going to have 6 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. It's going to have a 6.7-inch screen, so basically as big as my Note. It's going to have a 64 megapixel lens, 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 16 micro lens, and a 25 front facing. Runs off the Android system. So better cameras, better RAM, better storage. So it's going to be a pretty good phone for $700. And of course, you know, I like that blue right there. Let me go full screen, of course. You know we're going to take a look at that blue. So you see the two colors right there. It's close-up shot. So, you know, again, take the pictures with a grain of salt. Stuff can't change. So we shall see. And for those of you, you might not have heard of a company that's named OnePlus, which should be my next tab over. So OnePlus started off making budget phones, but it wasn't just like cheap phones. These phones actually had like expensive phone parts in it, like expensive phone features and everything like that. OnePlus is actually pretty popular. It's just that it's not known from everywhere. What there's, oh, I don't want to go to the store. So they're having a web series, which I haven't seen them yet, but they got videos right here, so I'll probably watch them either later tonight or tomorrow. They got Instagram, I believe, not on the gram. Oh, newsletter's still cool. So they're going to have a series on YouTube, from what I understand, where they can watch, or you can watch, I should say, the process of them building this new phone. They're basically calling it the new beginnings. So with this new phone comes what's called the Nord. The Nord is going to be their phone. From what I'm hearing, this phone is going to have the features of a $1,000 phone for about $350 to $400, a fraction of the cost. So for those of you that don't like to spend a lot of money on the phones, to me, honestly, my honest opinion on cell phones is that cell phones are kind of overpriced. I don't feel like they're really warranted to be even like the $1,000, $1,500 price point. I think phones should be between $400 to $800. My personal opinion about them, especially considering that most people is going to buy a phone every 12 months or every 24 months. I don't think phones should be about $1,500, but that's my opinion. So you have the Nord. It's going to be coming out. We don't know a lot about it yet, except for there should be a price point about $350 to $400. And it's going to have the feature set of a $1,000 phone. That's Nord's, that's OnePlus MO from the beginning. They haven't been going that way for a little bit, but they're coming back to it, starting over. They was only given for their design team and their engineering team 6 months to make this phone. I forgot when was the live stream, or they might just unveil it on YouTube on their little series that they're having over the phone. But we'll definitely see what will be going on with that guy right there. So definitely know I'm going to be keeping in touch with that. Another little tidbit I have is that the iPhone, they're saying that the iPhone is not going to be coming with a charger or headphones. To me, headphones is not really a big deal, to be doing anything in a box. Cause like, I never like regular headphones, like, whatever the headphones that they have in the box is most likely not going to be able to use. My note, or most of the notes now, usually come with the AKG headphones, which to me is better quality, but I don't like earbuds, So for me, using an earbud is earbuds irritates my ear, But they come with it, for those of you that love earbuds. And they come with AKGs, which is a pretty good brand for earphones and all that good stuff. As far as not including the charger, at first, I was like, I don't know. Like, not including the charger, that's kind of one of the accessory pieces you need with the phone. But then I started watching a couple of videos, and Marcus Brownlee, I believe his name is. I was watching some of his videos. And it kind of makes sense if Apple don't pack it in there. Here's why. Most people that owns an iPhone buys another iPhone. You're not going to get a lot. You're going to get like maybe a handful of people, but you're not going to get them in droves where they're going to be going from iPhone to an Android-based phone. With most iPhones will just carry over from, most people that buy the upgrade will just buy a new iPhone. So they're going to already have the charger built into the, package in the box together with the phone. But a couple of reasons for that. One, they can save a little bit of money. Now, are they going to be given to you at a discount? We don't know. We don't know if they're going to be doing stuff at a discount for you. It's Apple, so take it with a grain of salt. To me, if you don't include the charger in the box, they should not charge you as much money. At least not $20 to $50 off, in my honest opinion. So you have that. I think the charger is like what? The official charge is like $30, $40. So, knock that amount off the total sale of the phone. Maybe for those of the people that want a new charger, or the old one's broken and they need a new charger, maybe you have like a package deal where they can go to the stores or go online and they can purchase the phone package with the charger. It's going to come in 2 separate boxes, but they have that option to be able to get that package, and they'll still get the charger. Another option was they'll calm down on e-waste. So the amount of people that are just dumping stuff in the trash instead of like recycling stuff like that, it's a lot. So they're trying to reduce their carbon footprint in order to have these phones be a lot more environmental friendly. So that makes sense. It's just gonna feel weird if a phone doesn't come in a charger. And we'll see if anybody else is gonna follow. If anybody else follows, I think Samsung's gonna be the first one, but everybody's watching how this works. Because especially with Apple, their chargers don't even change much. Android chargers usually change a lot. So I think on the Note 10, I think we was up to what 24 watt charger now or something like that. So with iPhones, they usually keep the same 18 watt charger. So it's not a fast charger for most Apple phones, but you know, as long as nobody complaining about it, there's no problems, I guess. So that's what's going on in the Apple front right there. Cool. Ready for our last few topics of the day, or group of topics for the day. So we're going to go into a little bit of gaming, guys. So one thing that has been talked about a lot has been the Xbox events that's coming up. The Xbox system, you know, you have the Series X, but note the Series X is kind of telling because that tells you that there's going to be more series. So one thing that we really want to know is about the Series S, aka Lockhart at this point. So with Lockhart, and here's a design of Lockhart right here. So with Lockhart, and why my scene's not changing? There we go. With Lockhart, so this is a render. I don't think this is going to be any type of official picture or anything like that. So don't think this is going to be a Lockhart. This is just what I pulled off the internet. But the Lockhart is supposed to be the Series S. So this is what I'm hearing about the Lockhart. There's going to be no disk drives in it at all. It's going to be completely digital. You're going to have 7.5 gigabytes of RAM that's going to be usable. So technically, it's going to be about 10 gigabytes of RAM. The Series X is going to have 16 gigabytes, but you can only use about 13.5 for the developer standpoint, because the other 2.5 is going to be used for the operating system. It's going to have about 4 teraflops of GPU performance. You know, so with the Xbox Series X, you're going to have about 13 teraflops of raw data going through the GPU. So that's a huge drop if you think about it. You're going from a 13 terabyte or teraflops per second to a 4. Reason being, they saying this system will not have 4K on it, from what I'm hearing. Again, these are rumors right now, so take them with a grain of salt. That's going to be interesting, but for one thing, it's going to do for a lot of people that don't have 4K yet, which is still the majority, this is going to be the game system they're probably going to get. And to me, the digital system is going to sell more than the disc-based systems, in my honest opinion. But maybe that's not going to be the case for the Xbox, because you do have to decide of what performance you want. Are you going to be upgrading your TV maybe a couple of months or a year after you get the system? That's all going to start factoring into everything. So you have that 1080p and 1440p gaming. The CPU and the SSD should be exactly the same as the Xbox Series X. I'm hearing the price point's going to be about $350, $350, which would be a good price point, which will, you know, people will say, oh, maybe an undercut Sony, but I don't know if it's going to undercut Sony. And I kind of made this slide right here so you can see the prices. This is what I think they're going to be coming out at, you know, because we haven't heard any prices from anybody. I think Sony might be closer. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I think Sony might be closer to announcing their prices for the PlayStation 5. But this is what I believe is going to be the prices. So I think the Lockhart is going to be about $300. I think the Series X is about $500. The PlayStation 5 digital edition, I think, is going to be about $500. And I think the PlayStation 5 with the disc drive on it is going to be about $600. So I know that's kind of a big, you know, like the Lockhart, as far as my estimate, this is not Sony's, by the way, but my estimation, I think the Xbox Lockhart is going to be half the price of the PlayStation 5 with the disc. That's how I feel that they're going to be. So, you know, take these prices with a grain of salt. The $500 price point, every system going to have something around a $500 price point. Now, it could be possible that this version of the PlayStation 5 could be that $500 price point, because I do think it more of a range, $500 and $600. I think that's going to be the range for it. I think the digital edition is going to be between $400 and $500. But, I'm kind of giving a little bit, because this generation is going to be more expensive. We got a lot better components on these gaming systems. The SSDs in these gaming systems are going to be insane. HDMI 2.1. We don't even know what other features going to have, especially in the PlayStation case. What about VR? What about the new demo controllers that we seen, a couple of months ago? And I saw that, I think, on the last live stream on the one before that, something like that. There's a lot of questions to be said for these systems, and we still don't know prices. So we know that there's going to be an Xbox event this month. I'm hearing late this month, so late July, so like the 23rd or something like that. There was something else I wanted to get with the Lockhart. The Lockhart's also going to... I forgot, there was something else I want to go to Lockhart, but I can't remember it right now. But that's what I think for the Lockhart right now. So anyway, moving on. So we talk a little bit about the PlayStations. So when I was talking about, about pre-orders and prices, I'm hearing from the rumors from sources that the PlayStation 5 pre-orders is going to start July the 13th. So that's this month. That's about, a little bit under 2 weeks away. So I'm hearing about July 13th. That's what I'm basically hearing about this stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see if Sony really does come out with a pre-order. Because if they come with the pre-order, then that means we're going to get pricing. Because you can't pre-order without knowing the price of the system. And, for Amazons of the world and the Best Buys of the world, like, everybody's got to advertise pricing. So if this is to be true, then we should know how much the PlayStation 5 is going to be on July 13th. Is that 100%? I don't know. And if it is, that still don't mean that Sony will slip that date, depending on what they feel, sees fit. So you have that. They also have updated their website. So let me go over to their website right now. Oops, wrong button. There we go, right there. So they've updated their website. And if you go down, you can see they put the video on, the sizzle video, which, guys, if you guys haven't watched that video in 4K, watch that sucker in 4K. Oh my God. It's so much more detailed than the live stream. So you have, the system accessories. They go over some of the stuff, ray tracing, 4K gaming, 120 hertz, 120 frames per second, basically. HDR technologies, 8K output, which I'm not expecting much from it. You got some more videos with the games. Forbidden West, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo 7, Returnal, Sackboy. So all games that everybody's going to be looking for. They talk about the Tempest audio right here. You got Miles Morales, so you can already tell what's going to be going right there, So dual sense controllers. They actually got the accessories, I think if you hit this button, it goes into the accessories right there. So you see the dual sense controller. Nice graphics. I love, so man, Sony, whoever's part of Sony marketing team and their design team, man, like, geez, that's nice. So the Xbox one, if you go to the Xbox Series X, I like that page too. But here's all the accessories and stuff. So, look over it, go to PlayStation.com, basically, and they'll sell your stuff. You have the games right there. They have some trailers. So just go check that guy out right there, But that's what I got for PlayStation news, basically. So, like I said, check out the website. It's pretty cool. Go over it. You'll learn some tidbits about it. Last subject of the day, guys. So we've been doing this. We're about an hour right now. So, 2K21. So let's go ahead and get that on the screen. My button's lagging. So 2K21. So we've got some news with 2K21 right now. Basically, we know who the cover athlete's going to be. So let's go ahead and unveil them. These are going to be your covers right here, guys. So we have Damian Lillard right here. So Dame is going to be, he's basically going to have the standard gen consoles cover. So basically what that means, PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So he'll be on those. So if you get the physical copy, I'm not sure if that will do the, I I don't know if that's going to translate to the digital one too. I'm going to guess they're going to put the same graphic on it. Then you got Zion Williamson over here, and you have him that's going to be on the next gen systems. So on the next gen systems, you're going to have the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And in the middle right here, you got my boy, long live the king, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, and the Mamba Ever Edition. So as you see over here on your left side, that's going to be the current gen. You're going to have the number 8 Kobe onto the current gen systems for the Mamba Edition. And then you're going to have Kobe basically held in his hand walking off on the next gen system on the Mamba Forever Edition. So I'm definitely getting the Mamba Forever Edition. I'm sorry, like, more money, but hey, that's my boy Kobe. The games is going to cost, so, and this is another topic I want to get into, but the game is going to cost $60 for the standard edition as far as the Lillard version is concerned, so the base one. The Zion Williamson one is going to cost $70. So, and we'll actually go ahead and talk about that now. So, some people are already wondering, well, why would they be different prices? And I believe these are already advertised prices, by the way, too. I think 2K Games already confirmed this. So these are the prices of the games. So people will say, well, why would the next gen version be more? It takes more resources to make the new games, especially initially. And these games are going to be, they're going to have a lot more development time or a lot more people. You can't have all your eggs in one basket, or you can't have all your, you can't have your cake and eat it too, per se. So next gen games, at least for the top games, I don't think it's going to be for like the regular games, but for the top games, so I'm talking about Horizon, I'm talking about Halo, I'm talking about, Gran Turismo. Those games most likely going to come in at $70 price point. Games is going to be a little bit more expensive this generation, guys. It sucks. $10 more a game, that can add up over time. But, it is what it is. I think we're going to have to pay more for games. But these games are, they already like movies. This generation, I think, proved, I'll even say with the 360 and the PS3, they already start being kind of like movies. And now these developers, like, if you notice a lot of developers, they like put in like director and writers and stuff like that. Like, these games are box office, guys. Like Stephen A. Smith. These are box office, So look for your top games. Your not the like the indies, but I would say like the top games, the AAA games. Look for them to start off at $70 on this generation. They was going to try to start them out last generation, but I think they figured a way how to keep costs down last generation. But definitely they're going to be more money. Now, the one thing that could be possibly the saving grace, if a lot of people start going through digital purchases. So instead of going to the store, you're going to go basically online onto the PlayStation Store or the Microsoft Store, and you're going to buy the game. I think it's going to help a lot. It's going to keep costs down because they don't have to worry about shipping. They don't have to worry about packaging, or paying a license. Well, Sony don't have to pay a license because they made the Blu-ray, but Microsoft does, paying a license for use of the Blu-ray, things like that. But I think anyway that we're going to be downloading more than we buying disc. I don't think games and discs is going to be together too much longer. Especially considering that every game, no matter what, has to be downloaded directly into storage now. You can't play it until it finishes saved into storage, and the bottleneck is going to be the disk drive, because the disk drive is going to go slow and the SSD is going to be waiting basically for the disk drive to get information. So just note that that's going to be happening. And unless you have like a slow internet connection, you're probably going to want to start downloading your games. The only thing that, I'm going to have question for from Microsoft and Sony is, bigger drives. We got to have bigger storage. So, but that's that. Going back to the 2K, Mamba Edition is going to be about $100. It's going to come with some free digital items, some VC points, things like that. And I'm not sure if they're going to have anything physically. I haven't seen anything about that yet. And they'll probably unveil something like that soon. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with those games. So, but anyway, Mamba Forever. That's the other cover. That's my boy, man. Man, it's so like surreal that he's not here. Like my friend said the other day that I was talking to him, like Kobe's not supposed to die. Like he was that big and he was like that important, especially in LA culture, in California culture, you know, and apparently the world, because everybody celebrated this man's death. You know, his daughter Gigi, like we would never know how good she would be, you know. And the 7 others, you know, the pilot was basically a trainer for other pilots, you know. You had Chester, I think I think his name Chester, I can't remember right now, but he was a coach at a college, you know. These other people's coaches. You had 2 other girls on that. Promising careers. We'll never know. We'll never see them play, you know. They lost their lives in the plane crash. So, you know, this just brings back some emotions, man. But yeah, let's watch the video right here. And we'll let that play. As soon as it starts, are we going to start here? Play. There we go. So they're going to show basically right here the early days back in 2000 all the way to now. Like look how the graphics just like advanced, guys, evolved. Him with the afro. Look at that. And he did that in real life too. That was a bad man right there, boys. That was a bad man right there, man. But yep, he's going to be honored on the Mamba edition of NBA 2K21. Long live the king, man. Yeah, we have a couple of other things right here. Oops, there we go. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button there, but there's Kobe. Wanted to do a little homage to him with this news. You know, he was my favorite player, man. To me, he's the GOAT of GOATs, you know, honestly. That's Kobe Bryant. Alrighty, guys. I think that's about it. Let me see the comments right here. We got oh snap. Yeah, that's an oh snap moment right there, definitely, guys. So, you know, cool stuff, man. We've been having some great info, man. Like, you know, it sucks with the COVID virus and it sucks with the other things that's happening out with the world and stuff like that. But you know what? Like, learning to adopt with everything isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, financially it sucks, you know, job sucks right now. Just going outside sucks, wearing a mask and everything like that. But we have a lot of great news still. We got a lot of companies that's figuring out a way to do stuff. You know, so we just got to hold on a little bit. But honestly, if it wasn't for COVID and, you know, my personal health issues, like, I don't think I would have started the Keys Review. And I've been having so much fun with this, you know, bringing news to everybody and explaining everything. So, you know, definitely be looking to have more information for you guys this week. Of course, I'm going to start doing news bites. I want to try to get out by Tuesday. My last couple of weeks been kind of hectic, so they've been coming out on like Thursdays, but I want to try to get out on Tuesdays, you know. But that's pretty much all I got, guys. Thanks for joining. And again, if you like the information we put out, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button right there. We also got the bell notifications after you hit subscribe. So you know whenever my videos come out, you'll get the notifications. It'll hit you up on YouTube and then hit my channel. Of course, we do live streams here pretty much every Sunday, 1 p.m. If we have a special event, we'll do some live streams and everything like that. And of course, we have news bites. I got a couple of specials I'm working on, starting with my TV special that I'm hoping to get done within the next couple of weeks. It might be in different parts. I'm just still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. There's going to be multiple discussions on what the TV has, you know, how we're looking for the future, what, you know, we can connect with it, what we can do with it, and everything like that. So be looking for stuff like that to come out. But otherwise, my name is Marquise. You know, make sure you guys go out there, love your neighbors, be safe out there, care for you guys. Thanks for joining my channel. Thank you for supporting me. Again, hit the like, subscribe right there. I also got a Facebook and Twitter, so be right down there into the description section. So my name is Marquise. Peace. See you guys later.